This is the Bosch GKT 55 GCE plunge saw. It allows you to make super clean and precise cuts in a wide variety of materials, as well as all the normal functions of a portable saw, such as ripping and cross-cutting. You can use the plunge facility for making cutouts, as for instance for sink inserts. It's dual purpose in that it can either be used freehand or teamed with the FSN guide rail system for perfect straight cuts. The GKT 55 offers flexibility and superb performance in a single package. The saw is a powerful 1400 watts with constant electronics to ensure it maintains full revs even under load. But the large handles give you a firm grip for maximum control and also minimise vibration. The cutting capacity at 90 degrees is 57mm, and this reduces to 42mm at 45 degrees bevel. The main feature though is the plunge action. All you have to do is press down this plunge button and the saw pivots down to a depth that you can predetermine. For safety, it cannot plunge unless this button is depressed. The depth stop has a clear graduated scale that you can set very precisely to the nearest millimetre. So you can even make plunge cuts through the work without damaging the underlying material. What is very neat is that you can twist the indicator here so the scale still reads accurately whether you're using the saw on the guide rail or freehand. For bevel cuts, just release the locks at either end of the base plate, tilt to the required angle and then relock. Again, the scale is very clear and accurate, so you can set the angles spot on. The normal bevel range is 0 to 45 degrees, with a positive stop at 45 degrees. But if you need to overcut the angles a fraction, just push in this knob, which allows you to tilt a further 2 degrees. Then, just return the saw to automatically disengage the overcut function. The blade is 165mm in diameter, and the standard one has 48 teeth to give a fine cut in most materials. However, there is a good choice of alternative blades available to suit a wide range of materials, including a multi-material blade that will cut drywall boards, sandwich sections and even aluminium. These blades are manufactured in Italy by Freud, who are part of the Bosch group, and they've been specifically developed for this saw to give exceptionally clean, quiet and vibration-free cuts. The carbide teeth are made from microfine grains to maximise cutting life. A special coating keeps the blade cool and minimises the build-up of resin and glue. The polyurethane-filled anti-vibration slots improve the cutting performance and reduce the noise and generally enhance the working comfort. The blades are very easy to change. The end of the motor is squared off, and you can lay the saw horizontal, which makes the job much easier. Start by making sure the tool is unplugged. Then lift this lever and push the plunge button. Pivot the saw down until it clicks into the locked position, and now you can lock the spindle with this button here. Release the blade using the hexagon key located in the handle. And when you've changed the blade, close the lever and the job is done. It really is that easy. Dust extraction is never easy on portable saws, but the GKT 55 has a very efficient extraction path. They can be further enhanced by pushing this transparent window down onto the work surface. With this in place, approximately 90% of the dust can be collected by the extractor. The extraction connector swivels, so you can arrange the hose in the most suitable position. The large on-off trigger is easy to operate even in situations where you have to work with gloves. The electronics on this saw are super high tech, with a smooth, soft start, which makes it much easier to begin an accurate cut as the saw doesn't jump as it starts up. The variable speed dial allows you to match the blade speed to the material you're cutting, and gives you a range from 3,600 to 6,250 RPM. So you can cut any wood-based material or slow it down for safe cutting of plastics and non-ferrous metals. A very effective brake stops the blade quickly when you switch off, which is another useful safety feature. The GKT becomes even more versatile when you fit it to a guide rail, as this allows you to make precise straight cuts. And Bosch has developed the FSN guide rail system, which consists of 4 different lengths of rail and a mitre cutting attachment. Using a saw with a guide rail means you don't have to worry about marking out any offset as you would with a conventional saw and straight edge. You just lay the track down on your line and make the cut. It's as simple as that. The anti-slip strips on the underside of the rail are usually enough to hold it in place. But for really critical cuts, you can use the optional clamp to ensure it just cannot move. The saw just drops onto the track, and the first cut trims the splinter protection strip back flush with the blade. This strip can easily be renewed if it wears excessively or if you fit a different width blade. The saw slides smoothly and easily, but you can adjust the resistance if you want it a bit tighter with these 2 dials, and this is sometimes useful when you're cutting thin material. What is really clever is the optimised pivot point, which ensures that the cutting line remains in the same position regardless of how much you tilt the saw for a bevel cut. You don't need any adapters, just place the guide on the line no matter what the angle is. This makes it so quick and easy to work with this saw. Guide rails are available in 5 lengths: 0.8 of a metre, 1.1, 1.6, 2.1 and 3.1, and they can be linked together with a connector piece if you need anything longer. And this connector stores on the rail, so it's always ready for use. Plastic covers slot into either end of the rails to protect the ends and also allow freer movement of the cable or the extraction hose and prevent it from snagging. The mitre adapter makes it very easy to use any of the tracks for angled cuts. To make an internal cut, you just plunge the saw into work on the line, having lined up the indicator stamped on the casing with your start mark. Plunge in to maximum depth and cut until the indicator mark on the clear window lines up with the stop point. But do let the saw stop before removing it from the cut. If the start point needs to be super accurate, you can fit an optional anti-kickback stop, and this ensures the saw cannot move when you plunge in. If for any reason you don't want to use the guide rail for a straight cut, there is an optional parallel side fence available. The slim design of the blade guard allows you to cut tight up to an edge, so you can get really close to a wall for cutting floorboards, for instance. The saw is available in 240 or 110 volt options, and it's supplied in an L box, which also has plenty of room for the 4 metre cable. These L boxes can be combined into a fully transportable storage system for all your Bosch tools. So that's the GKT 55 plunge saw, along with the FSN guide rail system. It's a saw with precision and power for an ultra clean, quiet and accurate cut. Proudly made in Germany, this is a truly professional tool that's built to last. Register the tool online within 4 weeks of your purchase to increase the warranty to 3 years. And then why not join the Bosch online Bob community to get help and feedback from other professional users. And while you're online, visit the Bosch Professional Facebook page. Click on the Build It with Bosch icon and watch Bosch Professional tools being used to make a variety of useful projects, for which you can also download the plans and the material lists. The Bosch GKT 55 GCE plunge saw.